ASMR. So shouldn't we be doing something like this? I hate that shit. I hate it. I need to stop cussing. No cussing, Angel. I cast thee out. Oh, man. You see, this is that low-hanging fruit I've been telling you about. You know, it's like you see something and it's like low-hanging and you pluck it. And it's like to reverse the metaphor, you don't gain any fruit from it.
I need something crunchy.
You should take off your underwear because... This is some nasty business here. Some nasty business.
I'm glad you like it.
I didn't sign up for this.
Did you sign up for this?
I did not sign up for this. Okay. I can already see the copyright strikes coming. Fast and Furious.
None on this one, though. None on this one.
Fools on the mic, spinning tales in the dark, rambling nonsense, lighting a spark. Purple octopus with a band-aid worn proud. Echoes of laughter breaking through the crowd. Ouchcast rolling through the air tonight. Two idiots finding chaos in the light. Talking about nothing, talking about it all. In their world of madness, we all fall.
You know you love it. Wait.
Enrique's wood sharp like a rusty blade. Angels' thoughts scatter like a storm parade. Words collide like waves on a stormy sea. Their banter's the anchor that sets us free. Ouchcast rolling through the air tonight. Two idiots finding chaos in the light. Talking about nothing,
You get the gist of it.
talking about it all. In their world of madness, we all fall.
Jesus.
What?
What fresh pit of hell did you plug that thing from?
It's called AI. That was AI.
Oh, my.
So I found, you know how we keep talking about AI. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but you know how we talked about the old AIs that came out before and we were all talking about the promises of the future. That's a new one that just came out. Excuse me. It's a music AI. Oh, shoosh. The gas from that thing. I prompted, it asked me to what I wanted to do, and I said rock. I wanted a rock song. And then I wanted a song about the Ouchcast podcast. And about a purple octopus with a bandana on its head. That's the only prompts I put on there. Okay? But because of the fact that I chose the words ouchcast.com, I guess it researched our website and took information from our website and put it into the song. So I never said the words Enrique. I never said the words angel. I never said the words idiot. But I do have those words on our website. And it basically just plucked those and invented that pile of crap. Now, I'm not saying it's a big hit. I'm just impressed on how an AI was able to do that in less than 10 minutes.
Yes, it's impressive how AI can take all your information and make a very mediocre song. And by the way, this is the future. The future, as bright as it is, it's mastered mediocrity. And you know what? I'm here for it. So you know what you should do?
Mastered mediocrity.
It really
that nails it.
It's like mastered mediocrity because that is the most mediocre like song I've ever heard in my life. But you know what? Good for AI. It did it. Now, here's what you should do. Go back to it because it'll let you put in more prompts and so you can sort of change it, right?
Oh, I could. I just don't want to pay for it.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean that is the That is the crux of the matter. We don't want to pay for anything because if we did, then we probably actually have somebody actually write a good song. Maybe something less mediocre. Although, no, I think it would cost us a lot of money to get something that mediocre. So I'm going to say that wasn't that bad at all.
Now, look at this video here. What you do.
All right.
If you can hear some of
I
it.
am a puppet for
I don't have
anyone
it connected,
who
but
can
I'll play
afford
it.
me.
I'm
How will you know who to trust?
Boomers will believe anything I say.
I will sell you everything.
Every business will use me. Evil
You watching?
will abuse me.
I can be whoever you want me to be.
I am as real as you make me.
I'm just words some guy is typing to get a
Are you going
point
to tell me
across.
that all of that
The
is
old
AI?
internet is dead.
That's actually pretty impressive, man.
That is Google's new VO3.
Wow.
It's the new video AI that they just released.
All right.
So I just played it. You guys can see it. And leave me alone. It's funny to me how we just talked about the fact that, and like, what was it? Like last season, 30 episodes ago, 20 episodes ago, we talked about AI.
I think it was more like 2 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago?
It was Doyle was there, and it was George was still coming around. Although I don't think he was there for that particular episode, but he was there for a previous one. Yeah, so we were still. It's about 2 years ago, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
and how things have evolved in that time period where it's now so realistic, where it's so hard to tell what's real and what is not.
Well, the common refrain you hear from anybody who talks about AI, especially any influencer or any news report, anyone that talks about AI in regards to like being maybe cautionary or both cautionary and informative, but usually most of these people come at it from a cautionary perspective. They always say a phrase that kind of gives me a chill when you really think about what it means. They always say, "This is as bad as AI is ever going to be." Now, if you think about that phrase, what that really means is that every year it's going to get better, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at that moment in time, this is the worst the AI is going to be, because next year at this time, it's not going to be that bad anymore. And then at that point, when you look at it, you can say the exact same thing. This is the worst this AI is going to be. And you only have to, like, for example, look at Atari from 1977, 1976, Pong with the little brackets and the little ball.
1975.
Yeah. And then, you had a bit of a slump for a little while there. Like some of the games weren't that sophisticated. Yeah. But then 1983 rolls around, 84, and boom, Nintendo starts releasing their
with 8-bit.
Yeah. And then by 1992, you got the 16-bit stuff. And then and literally in 3 years time span, and PC, mind you, was just on their own already advancing their graphics. And so, right now we're sort of in this like graphical slump where, and I think it might be more based on money, but this will be a tangent.
I can see it.
Where graphics aren't they're really not that impressive from say 10 years ago. You can find a game from 10 years ago that looks just as impressive 10 years ago as it would look now.
Agreed.
And probably better than any other thing
Yeah.
that's been put out now. And I think a lot of that has to do with money. On the other hand, AI is such a promising technology and how transformative it is for people's work and for lives, that like the money that's being put into it, you can see the leaps and bounds every year. It's wild.
It's
wild,
crazy.
wild.
Yeah, I just wanted to share with you because like while I was editing, I was taking some time to de-stress because it was a very chaotic week last week, especially with the episode, trying to get everything together and getting it to work. So I went off on a tangent, and it was a Memorial Day weekend, and I sat down and I started going through all this stuff. And I saw a commercial on is that what they call commercials still? If it's on Instagram?
Yeah.
Or a sponsored ad, whatever the hell.
I mean, you can call it sponsored ad, but
commercial.
But it's a commercial. I mean, sure.
I saw one for the music one. I forgot the name of it, and I'm like, oh, I saw it, and I'm like, okay, those sponsored ads, they're terrible. Those commercials are terrible. They're always fake ads. They don't show you the full game or the full effect of the app. So I downloaded. It gave me enough credits just to do one song. That was it. It gave me 2 versions though. I have another version that's a little more rocky. Same lyrics, but I'll play that one later. way too long. So I decided to just use. I actually cut that down. I edited that. I don't know if you can tell because the intro, the musical part, went on for I think another 40 seconds before it actually started singing. It was way too long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have the patience for that. So I actually went in and edited the song to shorten it by 40 seconds.
So if I logged in, I would be able to make one of my own, right?
Yes.
That's interesting. I wouldn't mind giving it a shot. So maybe later on you can show me how to do that.
I don't have the app in front of me. I don't know the name of it, but I'm going to put it here.
Let me give you guys a tip.
And I'll give it to you later.
Let me give you a tip about AI. And this is true of like all of them. I mean, if you think about like 20 years ago, like, I don't know if you get some of you older folk who have like world like who used Windows, and then you would have like that paperclip buddy that would
Clippy.
Yeah, and then you would ask it to like, like for help or whatever, and it was all just based on prompts. So essentially you felt like you were talking to a computer thing. You never ever at any point ever felt like you were talking to some AI thingy.
Enrique,
Same.
It looks like you're off on a tangent. Do you need some help?
Yes. So same thing that happens with
That's Clippy.
Let me not miss this tone. You bastard. So same thing with like when you would go, I forget what it was called, but there was like on AIM, like on AOL Instant Messenger, and I think even later on some of the other messaging things, you had like a little AI buddy, like where you could ask it questions, and pretty quickly you can break it. You would be able to ask it like the same question, and then it would give you the same exact response. Anyways, AI now is so good that you can treat it like a personal assistant, where the more prompts you give it, the better the output it gives you. And I'll give you an example. I personally am working on writing reports right now for certain students, and what I've done is our school has one that our school pays for, and so what I do, I go on there and I'll ask it, hey, can you help me write an IEP? And it said, sure, gives me all these like bullet points. Then I'll give it that information, but I'll say, okay, I would say, can you please help me format it in the style of Welligent, which is one of the repositories we use. There's several different ones, but Welligent is one of them. And I said, and can you also make sure to take last year's goals into consideration when writing this, and also include these bullet points. And so that's where I'll put in my own current information, so that it's not like a copy and pasting, but instead I'm giving it a lot of information. So once it has all that, you hit enter and boom, it feeds you back a response. It plugs in all the cool stuff that you've asked it. Thank you. And and ultimately what you end up getting is a very robust response that sounds very much in your voice with all your information, and yet it does it like in moments,
and all your mannerisms.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then you can keep on tweaking it. You keep on asking it more questions.
Isaac, in your school, are they teaching you guys about AI and stuff, or not yet?
My English teacher is. She has been this is a while ago by now, but she taught us how to use AI on essays.
That's great.
And like not like copy and paste all of it, but to help
bullet points,
to help yourself, and to check how much of it is like plagiarized, and to help it like better, like make it like more like professional.
Got it.
That's how she taught us to use it.
One of the newer things that's happening in education when it comes to AI is they're embracing the fact that students are going to use it to cheat. And
yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, when Brad we did, and so now instead, and yeah, I think I talked about that in NPR report where they talked to several teachers, and the goal now, at least what they're trying to educate and train teachers to do then is to challenge students to respond to AI prompts and debunk them. So in other words, you're adding a critical thinking component to it. So you can ask AI, hey, can you write me an essay about, or write me like a quick paragraph on why these two topics are contrasting and what led to the results. It'll give you that response, and now the teacher will then take that, knowing that it came from AI, and will ask you, okay, now what I need you to do is to prove it, but with your words. And at that point, as a student, now you need to take that prompt and then you need to do the research in order to prove that that's true or not.
Welcome to the future.
And that's great. Honestly, in the long run, you are going to get more critical thinking.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It sounds like it's more of a critical thinking issue now, which is good.
Yeah, but it's like NPR. It's like Napster and LimeWire. People, like, they try to fight. Like,
Kazaa.
Because because I forgot about that one.
Don't forget about Kazaa.
You try to fight these things that have made like people's lives like easier, and you fight them for like 15 years until finally the music industry finally embraced that stuff, and here we are now in the future with
Stop
Spotify.
fighting the future.
Yeah, so instead embrace it, man. Jump
Like
into the
I did
wave.
with the poster that's right here. This poster.
This
you like this one?
right here.
Yeah, right here. You want to see it?
Right here?
It's right here.
Oh God,
That one.
You know, for real, like, damn, like, look. So, I do not endorse nor condone the actions in that poster, nor its use. Angel, I'm gonna sue you for my image.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna look for my lawyer. He will be looking for you.
Diabolical.
Yeah.
Segue.
And this is why I will never have a girlfriend, because this guy's just
'Cause he loves me.
single-handedly. Like when they Google search me, they're gonna find that picture and they'll be like, "Yeah, thanks, Angel.
You're welcome. Good time.
You made my dating pool that much smaller."
That's what she said.
Yeah, she did say that.
So anyway, I just wanted to share that real quick since I went down a rabbit hole while getting ready for this episode.
Yeah, he went down on a rabbit
hole. So, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Today's episode is a little special. It's a little kickoff to the summer thing. But now Renee ruined it because he came into the room. God damn it.
No, we summoned him.
Oh,
like
a demon. Renee the demon. Why did I sound like James Hetfield there? Demon.
I have no idea.
Anyway.
I don't know why. But you know, hey, you do you, bud.
I do me. So we were talking earlier on another episode that we would like doing things to go out in the night. So we decided to expand that a little bit into a little more of a nocturnal conversations. I can't lower the lights or anything, but you get the gist of it.
Well, you know, the way I see it is, everyone's so like the whole trend now is like how many days into spooky season, right? Honestly, like, dude, we grew up loving horror and all that good stuff, and who doesn't
kids,
like
80s kids? We're all about horror.
Absolutely, he likes butt whores, and so
it's true.
it is very true.
It's very true.
So just, dude, like, this is a time. Let's talk about like stuff that's interesting. And right now, for me, there's a book that I started reading a few years ago. I don't have the time to read a bunch of stuff, but every now and then something will really catch my interest.
Just look at the pictures.
So the book that I currently read, and hopefully you can have it pop up here somewhere.
I will just point at it.
It's called the Encyclopedia of Demons and Demonology by Rosemary Ellen Gilly. The cover has that one of the famous depictions of a what do you call those what do you call those sleep paralysis demons?
Succubus or incubus?
Yeah, there you go, succubus. And so, anyways, the book itself is very informative. It's written exactly like what it says. It's an encyclopedia where it gives you like in alphabetical order the different names of demons, the different incantations, different books, grimoires, all that good stuff, and it never takes a side on whether demons are real or not. Instead, it just treats it very academically.
So does it talk about, like, I've never read the book, but it's going to be on my to-do list.
Yeah.
Does it talk about like all like even famous demons that we know about, like the incubus, succubus,
It does.
Pazuzu?
Absolutely. So what it does, it takes like some of the more popular demon books, like for example, the Lesser Key of Solomon. That's a very famous one. And
for those of us that don't know,
it's a medieval grimoire, and it basically claims that King Solomon had like a magical ring that let him command 72 demons, and so it names these 72 demons. It tells you all the names of them and everything. And so this book just kind of academically goes through the list of the names of the different demons, and some of the more popular demons in movies nowadays were taken from these old grimoires and books. Like earlier you said Pazuzu. Pazuzu is an actual demon from I want to say it's from Hebrew tradition, or what is it, the Kabbalah. Yeah, and so Pazuzu is he's an interesting demon because the reason why you would find Pazuzu you would find like little statues of him in The Exorcist is where Pazuzu's first reference, at least what most people saw. You see like this little statue of like a four-winged demon, and the reason you would actually put that demon in a child's room would be to ward off stronger demons. Pazuzu was one of those like stronger demons, but he was one that he would protect children for some reason. Like he himself would be considered evil to some degree, but you would incur some demon to fight others. That's how it
only is in The Exorcist, it's also in Gorillaz, in the Gorilla lore, in the band Gorillaz.
Yeah,
they use Pazuzu a lot in their symbolism.
Right. And just actually just to do a correction on him. So according to encyclopedia that I just referenced, Pazuzu is actually a demon from ancient Assyrian and Babylonian mythology. He's known as the king of demons. So he's like that. He's like top tier.
Oh, damn.
And so he's a demons of the wind. He was feared for spreading disease and famine, but also invoked to ward off other evil spirits like Lamashtu. I'm sure you've heard of Lamashtu. Like,
that sounds familiar.
Well, did you guys, you ever watch a movie called Drag Me to Hell?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah. So the demon in that movie is a Lamashtu.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. And so I believe Lamashtu would go after the souls of children. So you would invoke Pazuzu to ward off Lamashtu. Because, I mean, think about it. Like, even today, babies falling asleep and never waking up, that's a scary reality for a lot of parents, where their children their babies will not wake up, right? What do they call that? There's a name for that.
SIDS? No.
Yeah, SIDS. Yeah, exactly. SIDS. Yeah. And so sudden infant death syndrome, right?
That's Pazuzu.
And so basically you would take
wang.
So you'll see the statue here of Pazuzu, if you haven't already, and you put that in a child's room, believe it or not. And he would ward off Lamashtu, who was responsible for SIDS.
Isaac, I'm getting you a Pazuzu just in case you get SIDS.
Wait a minute, he gets it? Because he should be dead already.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're thinking of SpongeBob. Suds. He's got the suds.
My bad. Suds. No, you know what's funny? Well, not funny. It's actually kind of sad. But like, for my 3 younger kids, I worried about SIDS all the time. I would be like over their cribs, staring at them sleep, making sure they were still breathing. And it was always like a panic for me. Like, dude, I hope nothing happens to my kids, So that's such a nightmare. Imagine just going over and just no explanation, just, poor kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got some other ones here.
Yeah, one of the things that I wanted to, I wanted it, like, I just took from the book, and I just picked 5 that actually came out in modern movies. Okay. So we already covered one of them, which is Pazuzu. You see it
Gorillas,
in
Exorcist, yeah.
Right. So another one is Asmodeus.
Not to be confused with Amadeus.
So Asmodeus. Do you remember on Ghost? What is it?
You name your band. Go ahead, go.
Lucifer. Asmodeus. Beelzebub. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, Asmodeus is a powerful demon, often associated with lust, and one of the 7 princes of hell. So, in the Lesser Keys of Solomon, there's they show you the hierarchy of hell and the demons that run it, and so Asmodeus is one of the 7. And he appears in various religious texts, including the Book of Tobit, where he kills Sarah's 7 husbands. So Sarah is, if I remember correctly, Sarah was one of the Jewish wives of the father of Israel, right? Israel, whatever his name was.
We call him Izzy.
We call him Izzy, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, but he comes out in the movies. He comes out on the Conjuring universe. There's a lot of references to him. And while he's not always named, his characteristics are echoed in demonic possession, stories tied to lust, temptation, and rage. And also in the TV Supernatural, he appears in several episodes as a high-ranking demon.
I'll be damned.
Now, I never watched Supernatural, but I heard...
I did.
I watched the first season, and it was boring, but... Everyone says it gets good.
It gets good. It does get good. I did check out around, I don't remember if it's season 8. I don't remember, but somewhere along the line when they started getting a little like, where Lucifer's on Earth and all that, I checked out. And it's not because it just got like get to the point for me. It just dragged on. It was like The Walking Dead, where after season 7, you're like, this is stupid. So that was the issue. But no, it really does get good because you do get some good, ghosts. Like they talk about Spring Heel Jack the Ripper, a bunch of different lores from different time periods and stuff. It's covered in their own world there, but it done with a spin. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think Grimm is better, but that's just me.
So did you to get off the list for just a second, because I definitely want to go back to it. There's about 3 more that we can reference from the list. But did you watch the movie Hereditary?
No, it's on my to-do list.
Oh, dude, I don't want to kill it then, man. That's insane. How could you not watch it?
Dude, we have little ones. So there's a lot of movies that are like scary movies that my wife and me were like, oh, that's going to be so good. We got to watch it. But, it's that window where like, when are they going to be asleep? When is Isaac around? Because Isaac loves horror movies. Right. So it's usually us 3 who watch it. We have lists that we share with each other. Right. Nosferatu, we've been wanting to watch it. It's on Peacock. It's on Peacock. And I told my wife, I'm like, oh, I want to watch it. She's like, yeah, don't watch it without me. And I'm like, well, I can't watch it without Isaac.
Yeah.
But, Isaac has a busy schedule. He has football. He has his girlfriend. He has school.
And now I'm going to have summer school.
And he has summer school. And he also has part-time job sometimes with his grandmother. He has just practice during summer. Like, he has a lot of stuff to do. And bastard has the Disneyland pass. So whenever he's got a chance, he's like, see ya. So, we're just stuck at home. So there's a lot of things that I can't watch because there's a list of things I cannot watch without Isaac. There's a list of things I cannot watch without my wife. There's a list of stuff that I cannot watch without Michael. What do I do?
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fresh hell that I don't want to be part of.
Yeah. I'll enjoy every minute of it, though. I love my family. I love spending time with them. When I'm not around them, it's the worst.
So, well, I was going to say, the reason that I recently got into like the whole demon thing is because I find it very interesting how more realistic demonology seems now because of movies like Hereditary and Midsommar. There's what we often like attribute to like the human condition in terms of like, a lot of our frailties, our like inability to see beyond.
Another great movie.
Fake truths and stuff like that. Hereditary, I think, does a great job of creating and expanding on a mythology of a particular demon that in today's society you could almost make him responsible for a lot of our issues that we have, like for example on social media where you have a lot of people who are chasing money and are trying to find success in ways through like OnlyFans or like just today I saw that Kim Kardashian I thought that her fame came specifically from her porn videos, but it seems like Keeping Up with the Kardashians and the porn video came out in the same year. And I'm not sure if...
Well, the porn video was the pilot for Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It was kind of like a promo for it.
Well, okay, that's conspiracy though, right? Because that's not real.
No. It's real. Look, okay, there's a law in the books, right? There's a law in the books which says that you cannot release adult pornographic film without both performers' consent. Yeah. First of all,
was this in 2007? Because I imagine that's
don't remember what it was, but it's been around since the 80s, 90s.
Okay.
Okay, boys and girls. Before the internet, you used to have to go out to a place and either rent the DVD, buy the DVD, or get the VHS tape. If you look at the VHS tapes and all that, in the beginning there's a U.S. record title code, whatever it is, and it says where the archives to it is usually by some guy like J. Reynoso in Figueroa Street or Flower Street or something like it. There's an address where they have all the paperwork for this. They have to sign a consent form. They have to. All performers have to sign a consent form. You cannot release it without a consent form. Okay. There are some gray areas. There are some areas that you can get around it. If it's a celebrity, you can kind of go around it because it's a what is it? He's looking it up. It is a public figure. That's what they're saying. So when it's a public figure, that does not apply to them. In the case of Paris Hilton and in the case of Kim Kardashian, even though they'll say, "Oh, we did not give consent to put out these videos," and Ray J says he didn't give consent for the Kim Kardashian one, so who put out consent? Someone has to.
So do you want to? Do you want to continue to sound like something and then find out? Well,
no, go ahead and I'll prove it. And if it's wrong, then it's wrong.
I think on principle you're right that, but I don't think legally there was any real law that allowed you to release. Just keep in mind, I think there's a difference between commercial porn, right? Something where, you get a bunch of people together, you pay them for their services to perform, and basically they become actors in a movie, and that would fall under whatever laws were made for that sort of product. But then you had the whole advent of home videos, right? And while it seems like, you had stag films like all the way back from the early 1900s, in reality, homemade movies really didn't start becoming prominent until like the 80s, although you had some from the 60s from those cameras with the little, like like in the Wonder Years, where you can
8mm,
crank, the 8mm.
Oh no, before that you had it. You also had the Nickelodeons where you used to put the nickel in, you see the little lady dance and take off her clothes.
I mean, there was ways to that, but
you can go to caveman. You can go to caveman and they'll have drawings of women naked on a freaking thing. It's always been in there.
I think the hubris though of things is that you think because not a lot of people have access to it and they don't have the technology or the know-how that it's not going to become a widespread problem. But then suddenly in the 80s everybody has a camera, and by the 90s. Everybody truly does have a camera, and now here we are now, and everybody really, really, truly has a camera. And so what happens is revenge porn, as we know it, non-consensual pornography, as it would be called. The laws weren't written into the 2010s. So one of the state laws in the U.S. started in 2013.
Is that in response to Hunter Moore?
Well, I'll get to that. It says here. So first of all, let me read you the principle. It says legal principle that you cannot release a homemade pornographic video, and that's the actual word, homemade, right? Without the consent of all parties involved, is grounded in privacy, consent, and intellectual property laws, and has evolved over time. However, a key legal development specifically targeting non-consensual pornography, also known as revenge porn in quotes, came in the 2010s. So I think Angel was referencing things that came before, but the actual, like the legal binding part came in 2010. So the key legal milestones, and there's a few, but one of the state laws was in 2013, where a first U.S. state law specifically criminalizing revenge porn was enacted in New Jersey, which, if you remember, there was I think a porn site there that was distributing that stuff. So following that, other states began to pass their own laws, and so as of today, 2025. U.S. state laws have criminalized the distribution of explicit images without the subject's consent.
Now, I remember back in the days, there was on the talk shows, there was a gentleman by the name of Hunter Moore who had a website called White Meth or something like that. Look it up.
You keep on going.
Anyway,
you like narrating what I do. Just pretend I'm not here. It's called professionalism.
Anyway, I know that he got in trouble a lot, and he was on a lot of those talk shows, and he was kind of a bully about it. He would come out and be like we do with the Goofy, make me bitch. Like he used to be that person. He really was. He's like he had no sympathy whatsoever, and he would just release videos of random people all the time. And I remember it being on the news, and that's when revenge porn really kicked off, and they arrested the guy, tried to throw some felonies on him. He created some laws to knock him out. I think they did after all. I don't know. But I remember his name was Hunter Moore. I think.
No, you got it right. So Hunter Moore played a significant role in bringing that issue to bring it to the attention and stuff. So what happened was what's known as revenge porn. His actions through the website is called anyoneUp.com.
Oh, is anyone up? Yeah.
And it highlighted the legal gaps that existed at that time regarding the unauthorized distribution of intimate images. So he was a guy who created the website anyoneUp.com in 2010 that allowed users to anonymously upload explicit photos of individuals without their consent, and the site often included personal information such as names and social media profiles that exacerbated the harm to the victims. Moore's blatant disregard of privacy and consent earned him the moniker the most hated man on the internet.
Yeah.
So basically, the legal consequences began for him in 2015, where he pleaded guilty to felony charges of aggravated identity theft and aiding and abetting unauthorized access to a computer. He was sentenced to 30 months in federal prison, and he was fined. So he is absolutely responsible for bringing that to the forefront. But going back to Kim Kardashian and Ray J, I think that partly of what you were saying is more conspiracy. I think what happened was I don't think she really wanted that video to go out, but I think at some point she had no choice, and she was given the option, do you release it and control it its distribution and also its financial access and thereby gain a little bit of control. And that's, I think, what she ultimately did. And I believe Pamela Anderson did the same thing.
Oh yeah, no, they stole the video from Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson. Yeah. That was a whole thing.
And that's a really sad.
That one was terrible.
Yeah. I mean, because it had a lot of consequences for both of them emotionally, their relationship, their kids.
It destroyed their relationship.
For sure. And so what ends up happening with them is they end up making money off it. And so then you obviously, like, I remember at the time in LA, we had like a radio station, an FM station that did talk all day, like talk radio all day with different personalities. And there was these two guys, I forget their names, Mark and something in the evening. And they were interesting
Mark
to listen
and Brian?
to. No, it wasn't Mark and Brian. They did the
Kevin and Bean, Mark and Brian.
No, these guys were like late night. They were from like, I want to say they were from like either 6 or 7 o'clock at night to like 12 or something. I mean, they were kind of the late night guys, but they were really good. They were, I used to listen to them. My dad used to listen to them.
I remember Lycus. I remember Frosty Heidi and Frank.
These guys, I think, would come on after Lycus.
I remember Sam Rubin. Oh, after, okay. Now I remember who you're talking about.
There were these two guys, and they were just like any other shock jock. They often talked about women, and honestly, a lot of like the frat bro YouTube and podcast stuff that's prevalent now really is just an evolution of those shock jocks from the 90s.
I agree.
Like that sort of gap that they left behind, these guys filled, and this whole man, what is it called?
That's what she said.
There's a whole, what do you call it?
Incels?
Well, that's the attack, but there's another one. It's called like the man. Something man's. Dude, I forget. But it's
no, I'm kidding.
the man. I know. I keep on thinking mansplaining too.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Oh.
Anyways,
isn't it funny how all those turds that are like alpha males and they do all that stuff? They're all like software engineers and and all like nerds that are trying to be more than what they are.
I don't think it's funny. I think it's a symptom of it. You got these guys who have like their whole life been told, that your pain is going to pay off when you make money. And so a lot of these guys go into like tech. They go into some lucrative business.
They make the money, but they're still not happy.
Yeah, they end up having a disposable income, and before you know it, now they feel like they've paid their dues
and they're entitled for shit.
Right?
Hey, morons! Guess what? Suck it up, grow up, bite a nut, move on.
I went through this phase. I'm not saying like them. I mean,
I was gonna say, whoa.
No, but I did go through this phase where I was kind of waiting for my life to make sense financially, where I was told that at some point you're going to be in a position where you're going to make money as a young man, and you're going to have more freedom and you're going to have more options. And mind you, that's not a bad message. Like, that's a message that you can give to anybody. You can give it to girls and guys alike. You can tell them, hey, look, there's going to come a point in your life when you're going to be making that money. You're going to be comfortable in whatever job career you get in, and you're going to make some money and you're going to have some options and some freedom, right? But what's going to happen though is, who are you going to be like when you have that? Are you going to be the person that feels the world owes you and therefore you're going to stomp on it? Or are you going to be the person that knows that the world still owes you something, but you still need to do your part in order to not only get that, but also give it back in some way? And I think that's sort of the better goal in my mind. And I went through that. Unfortunately, I think right now what you have is a lot of these guys who are tech bros or what have you, and have money, and it's not funny that they are the profile of those incel kind of guys.
It's sad. I'm not incel though. I should be.
Yeah.
All the signs are there. Check, but no. But anyway, I digress.
I digress. We all digress and digest.
They sound like demons to me.
They sound like demons to you.
So you got another one here.
I got a bunch of them, dude. I mean,
you've got Valak.
I was
Valak?
ready. Like, man,
Valak or Valak?
Are you trying to brute force it?
Yeah, Valak.
Yeah.
Okay. Known for the Lesser Key of Solomon again. We're gonna have to do an episode on the Lesser Key of Solomon. Volok. Why is it spelled Valak?
Because he's like,
Volok is a childlike and angelic figure riding a two-headed dragon. That's what she said. He is the president of hell, who commands 30 legions and reveals hidden treasures. So he's not the CEO. He's not a junior executive. He's the president of hell, and he's got little hands.
Well,
he's childlike, so he has little hands.
And he was voted in.
And he was voted in.
Yeah.
30 legions and reveals hidden treasures. What kind of demon is that? It's like, all right, my kingdom, all my legions. Oh, look, there's a little treasure right over there. There's a little treasure chest. Get it?
What are you talking about?
What it says, he reveals hidden treasures. So he's all demonic and everything. Then he stops. He's like, oh, look, hidden treasure right there. A little chest. That's just fucking stupid.
It's funny because there is a reference to a CEO of hell. There is
Shut
one.
the front
and
door.
I'm trying to find it. It's in one of my on one of the notes because I was doing some research on this. And
so, okay, while you're looking for that, Volek here on screen, he comes on The Conjuring 2 and The Nun. He's reimagined as a terrifying veiled demon nun, a drastic departure from his original lore. Despite this, the name and demonology roots come straight from text referencing Gillies Encyclopedia. So they used the name, but they changed the whole origin and appearance of the demon.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. It's stupid. I hate when they do that.
Yeah, a lot of them do that. Oh yeah, he's got a picture there.
So it's like you gotta have like gotta trust the process.
I got your process.
Gotta trust the mythology.
Here's another one. Belial.
You know what the problem is? And before you read Belial, is that people think that they're smarter than the stuff that's been created over like thousands of years of lore.
People want to put their own spin on things.
Well, yeah, it's like back in the 80s and 90s, like when they made the Punisher movie, and the guy's like, I love this comic book. Let's make it into a movie. Like, yeah, his family was killed, and now he's out for revenge, and it'll be just like Rambo. And he goes, yeah, but
take off the symbolism.
Let's take off the skull from him, and let's make him a little bit more sympathetic. And like suddenly the guys think that they're smarter than the stuff that all the stuff that existed before, the stuff that actually made the character interesting and popular. They just chuck it because they think they're smarter. And,
wow!
Right now
that just happened.
Yeah, with Valak, man, he cursed you there, Isaac.
No, you know what's creepy? I just sent my dad's a picture of Volek, and it's all black.
Sweet.
And then that happened.
Look, I sent the 2 pictures of Pazuzu and Volek, but I press on it, it's just all black.
Oh, dude, he doesn't want you to.
And then right when he was showing me that he didn't even touch it, it fell.
That's true, actually. That's great. Oh man, I wish we had the camera on that. So yeah,
that was creepy.
Hey, but you know what evil forces were you communing with on the weekend? Didn't you do a podcast with Into the Void?
Yeah, but we talked about the what the heck are you doing? We talked about the Flying Dutchman, so it wasn't really like anything creepy. It was just sea shanty lore. It was actually pretty good.
The Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, of course we brought up SpongeBob, but no. Anyway, scary.
So okay, you were going to talk about Belial?
Yeah, Belial, the next one on here.
So.
A demon of lies, arrogance, lawlessness, often considered one of the oldest and most corrupt demons. Sometimes said to be king or prince of hell. So now we have, let me see, we have a president and a king. Okay. What was Pazuzu? Oh yeah, wind demon. Never mind. King of farts. That's what he is.
King of farts, you sucker.
Okay. So then he came out on screen in Basket Case, 1982. Though loosely connected, the name Belial is used for a deformed twin in the cult horror film. That's a great one, Basket Case. And there's, of course, a part 2 as well. Constantine, the TV and film. Elements of Belial's cunning and deceit are incorporated into demonic characters.
Yeah, so Belial it's not a popular name because it doesn't sound scary. Like, you hear it in the incantation in that song from Ghost. It's like Belial, and they actually don't even say it the right way. They're like Beelzebub, Belial.
Yeah, I've heard Belial I haven't heard Volak before, and I haven't heard Asmodeus that I know of, but Belial I've heard it before. Well, maybe in Supernaturals I think I've heard it.
The popular one would be like Beelzebub. Beelzebub is and that's the
Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me, for me.
So he's the Lord of Flies. And so he's a high-ranking demon. Sometimes he is equated with Satan or seen as one of his lieutenants. So I mean, You never know. And he's associated with pride and gluttony. So you saw him in Lords of Salem, which is a 2012 movie. He's referenced in the lore of witches and demonic worship, and he's also seen in the TV show Lucifer. Occasionally, he's mentioned or depicted as part of hell's bureaucracy and infernal politics, but also just like he just sang a song, Angel just sang on Bohemian Rhapsody. It's like Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me, right? And also, I believe if you watched if you read the book Lord of the Flies, that's who they're referencing. They're referencing Beelzebub.
There's also a great comedian musician called Stephen Lynch, and he has a song called Satan, I think it is. Spotify here, and he's talking like Beelzebub, like he's him, like my name is Beels, and it has the whole thing. It's pretty funny. You should check it out.
Yeah. So the thing that makes I think the thing that makes like demons so interesting is actually why it is that we believe in them. And honestly, part of the reason is that like people try to, they try to equate their own sins on outside forces. It's just easier to accept that that's something that you commune with, or some natural force out in nature is stronger than you. And it feels that way sometimes because nature is stronger than man in many ways. But we want to also like give them all the credit for all the bad stuff we do. And so demons is kind of a
scapegoat.
It's kind of a way to sort of do that. So you find references to demons in like all religions. In Hinduism, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, and of course, like even like the Catholic Church has an official rite for exorcism. It's called the Ritual Romanum, and it includes the rite of exorcism that was that actually they revisited in 1999. So it's an active thing. They were still like working on. So only trained priests with the bishop approval can perform these, and it is considered a rare last resort after medical explanations have been ruled out, which they've talked about in the Exorcist, right?
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
Also in the Exorcism of Emily Rose, they talk about it as well. I
love that movie.
That's a great movie.
Yeah,
that's a great movie.
Is that the one that turns into like a courtroom procedural?
Yes.
Ah, man,
yes.
That was a good one.
With what's her name? Julie Carpenter, I think her name is. No. Yeah. That's not Karen Carpenter. She was a singer. Julie Carpenter, the one from Dexter. I think she was Emily Rose on that one. That's a great one. But here, let me play this little part. It's a little long. Sorry, but it's interesting. So here we have from a documentary that I got online. This is a priest that's an exorcist, right? And I played a little bit of this for you when we were. Full disclosure. I played a little bit just to show you what the angle of my dangle was going to be. And here, I'm going to play this part. We'll react. If you want me to pause it, let me know. And it's basically this priest is here. It's going to have subtitles. So, because he's speaking, I think it's Italian. I'm not too sure. Or Spanish. I don't remember. But he's claiming that the articles that he's producing are things that were vomited by a person that was possessed by a demon.
Right. So this stuff came out of that person.
Yeah.
And then when you look at them medically, there was no trace of that before.
Right.
So in a sense, this person was materializing it out of their body when it wasn't there before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what it is. Here we go. So.
So I'm going to show you some. For example, look one possessed that vomited a chain this long in one go.
That's dubbed in Spanish, but yeah. That's pretty impressive though. Huh.
This is a can opener.
So
he pulls the can opener. Many batteries. I even lived the case of a person to whom the demons told him that they were going to make him vomit an entire radio transmitter. That would have been cool to us. Take it out of your butt.
Yours 101.
Here we see other objects. Often plastic figures. So he's pulling out these little plastic figures from inside
nails, batteries.
Yeah. All this stuff was in an envelope. That is various objects that have been vomited, as the priest is saying. I have realized that these objects materialize the instant they come out of the mouth. Man, did he actually put that in his mouth for a second?
I thought so.
If one had done an x-ray of the person's abdomen before the exorcism, one would have not seen anything.
Here's the thing, though. He says if someone would have done an X-ray, he's not saying that they did an X-ray. He's saying if someone had done an X-ray.
So yeah, so there you go.
It's
That's
a grain
the
of
rub
salt.
right there.
Yeah, that's a little grain of salt. Yes, he's a priest, but I mean, he's human.
Sure. I mean, priests, if anything, are just, if not more so, susceptible to bias.
Yeah.
Dude, confirmation bias is a thing. I mean, let's just call it what
be realistic. Yeah.
So, like, you want to look for proof of what you already believe to be true. I mean, that's just how it works. And so our cognitive dissonance is born of that. Like this, it's like there's this like a political video I saw. This guy, he's talking to a guy off camera, and the guy off camera is talking about, like, I believe in the Constitution, and the guy on camera is saying, well, what are you talking about? What he goes, I believe in the Constitution that was made that it's not meant to be changed. And then the guy on camera says, what are you talking about? The Constitution was made to be changed.
Yeah, there's amendments, dude.
So thanks for the punchline, Angel. Thank you.
Sorry, I was actually listening to your conversation.
The guy on camera then says, he goes, what do you mean? The Constitution is meant to be changed. And the guy goes, prove it. Show me where it's at. And then the guy says, Second Amendment. And the guy stays quiet off the camera. And he goes, the Second Amendment, literally, amendment means to change. And the guy goes, show me. And then that video ends right there. But exactly, Angel, exactly.
American education. Anyhow.
Words matter.
Now, we did something on the last episode. I don't know if it's out yet. We're still contemplating on that one. But we did a commercial break. We actually have commercials. So at this point, we actually do have to put some commercials in for some more friends here.
Okay.
Or not.
Cool.
So just give us a second. We'll be right back after these commercials.
I run through fires, endure the pain. I'll protect you in any hurricane. My soul is burning, won't ever change. I'm behaving. Let me be your haven. Camera ready, action. Yeah, I do it like lights, camera ready, action. Do you know what I mean?
No, okay. So
What's new?
you aspiring demon hunters, like, I mean, as the summer goes on, we'll probably reference more stuff. I want to tell you where you guys can go look this kind of cool stuff up. You can find resources of it online. There's PDFs, like particularly the book that I referenced, the Encyclopedia of Demons and Demonology by Rachel. Gosh, I forgot her middle name. But anyways, you'll see the title of the book at some point if you haven't already, and you guys can look that up on Google. You can get a PDF of it. There's also like medieval grimoires, the Lesser Key of Solomon. You can find PDFs of that. You can find what's called the Pseudo-Monarchia Demonium, and then there's some demonologists named Johann Weyer, or spelled with Weyer. Then of course King James. I mean, you got to reference the Bible. And then you can.
There's also Tobin's Spirit Guide.
It's funny. It's actually Tobit, not Tobin. But I was thinking that too. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. It's Tobit. I believe it's Tobit.
Well, I believe it.
And I don't think it's called the Spirit Guide. I think it's just called the Tobit Grimoire or something like that.
No, but the one in the Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, but that's fake.
That's what I'm talking about. That killed my goddamn joke.
Oh. I don't care.
Anyway. So yeah, we got some good stuff here on this episode. There's some angles here that we gotta come back and touch, because I think there's a lot more. I think me starting off with the tangent of the AI kind of threw us off a little bit, and I do apologize about that, but I just wanted to share that interesting little thing. And it's also demonic in my eyes. It's kind of creepy stuff if you think about it.
Oh, here we go. Okay. I mean, actually, this is interesting. It's called the Book of Tobit. He's a Deuteronomy, So it's known as a deuterocanonical book. That's from it's from 225 to 175 BCE. So it was taking place during the 8th century, during his Assyrian exile, and that's kind of where you have him referencing a lot of demons. So Asmodeus is a demon of lust and jealousy that's referenced in that book, and he murders Sarah's husbands on their wedding nights before the marriages can be consummated. And Tobias, guided by Raphael, uses a ritual burning fish organs to drive Asmodeus away and safely marry Sarah.
And I was just thinking about the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Tobin Spirit Guide, right?
Whatever. Anyway, good stuff. And that's all she wrote. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
What did the song say again? Something about like finding chaos in the light.
Chaos in the night. Anyways,
It's such a stupid song.
it's so terrible, dude. It's so terrible. It's gonna be our closing song.
It's cringe, man.
It's very cringe.
Cringe.
I'll probably pay just to see if we can get something better. Just out of curiosity.
You know, I just say keep it, man. Let's just embrace the cringe. I mean, look at us.
So it's the end of the school year for you. When's your last day?
6th of June.
6th of June. So next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Isaac, for you, it's also next week is your last week of school, huh?
Yeah.
He's officially going to be a junior.
But then I go back to school the week right after that.
Yeah, I know.
No break, man. That's terrible.
Yeah.
And right after school, I got football practice, so it's gonna be a busy summer for me.
Busy summer indeed.
Yeah, don't worry. It'll go by fast. And then next thing you know, you're an adult, and you got to pay me rent.
Damn, like it's like that.
It's like that.
Dang. Boom.
When are you going to pay me rent? No, I'm kidding. Let's see what else we got going on. And we got no more comments. Well, actually, we did have one more comment, but it was positive. So
No,
yeah,
an actual positive.
we got a positive comment, so I didn't want to read it, but I guess I will.
Wow.
It says, let me see here, if I can get internet going. Hold on, bear with me. Or not. Dang, look, it's taking a long time.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
What's up with that? I have no idea.
Like, we got technology, but man,
when it goes down, Charlie Brown.
it does. Indeed, it does. Indeed, it does.
It says 100%. Good job, guys. Love the sprites. TikTok sucks. That was from Brainstain. Not Pantstain, Brainstain.
Do we know Brainstain?
Yeah, Marco.
Oh, okay.
He loved the last episode, mayonnaise sandwich with pickle juice.
Wait a minute. Which Marco? Because we know so many Marcos.
Barsana, the council member from Ball Gardens.
Okay.
So he enjoyed the show. He said that the framing really bugged him, but other than that, he enjoyed the show.
I mean, we're not professionals. Deal with
Like
that.
you can't tell.
Deal with it. Look, this is the framing. Oh my gosh.
So
I'm stuck.
If you guys have any ideas for us to anything you want to hear about the paranormal, please email us at info@ouchcast.com, and we will cover it on our next episode or one of the many paranormal episodes we'll be doing this summer.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we're planning to do is we're gonna have some, now that we can sort of see videos and stuff. We want to do reactions on or discuss like our favorite scenes from certain movies, and just just sort of make it a little bit more
on mute,
random. Yeah, right? on mute. Yeah,
make sure it's mute. Also, if you have any cool paranormal videos you want us to check out, send it our way. We'll play it and we'll react on real time.
Yeah, I'm all about that. I want some of my favorite influencers are those that react to paranormal stuff, and so I definitely want to get into that space. That's a fun place to be. There's a lot of good stuff there. So it also gives us a really avenue to watching a lot of the movies that we like watching.
On the next episode, I propose we cover a couple, like at least 4 or 5 hunt videos.
Let's do it.
And then that'll be an opener, and then we'll that'll be another one.
Yeah.
And then that's about it. Isaac, you want to say anything before we go? He's on Instagram. He's done.
While you're on Instagram,
he's playing the game.
Since we're called the Ouchcast, I mean, at some point maybe we should also like react to videos of people getting hurt. That's hilarious. I love those videos. Crack me up.
I have a few of those.
Oh yeah,
I can give you.
And every time we can be ouch, ouch,
and then yeah.
Take that, take that, you poxy medical podcast that stole our name. Shh.
We don't talk about them. Anything else you want to say, Enrique, before we go?
I just said it.
Besides that,
out, damn spot.
And as always, thank you to everyone who supported us. We've got another 2 subscribers. That's kind of weird.
2 subscribers.
We're up to 23.
Pump it.
Which is still impressive considering we're nobody.
Hey, call out to you fellow Helldivers, man. We need to save Super Earth. All the cities have fallen except for one. What's going on, guys? Let's get on there.
No idea what he's talking about. All right, Fortniters, come on. I don't know. Anyway,
What about the Rainbow Six Siege players?
there's 3 of them. You're one of them.
You lame. That's some lame business right there, my guy.
No, it actually got popular again, dude.
Really?
Yeah, Rainbow Siege got popular again.
I know that there was this one game that kind of got resurgence as well too. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Battlefront 2?
Oh yeah, Battlefront 2. What's that
yeah.
about? Why?
Because the new season of Fortnite is Star Wars, and they have like TIE fighters and they have other stuff.
Got it.
So
everyone got nostalgic. All
everyone
the
got
kids wanted to play
nostalgic.
it.
They started saying how the new season of Fortnite was like the unofficial Battlefront 3. So everyone jumped back onto Battlefront 2, and it was a resurgence because of that
Makes
reason.
sense. All right. I mean, Battlefront 2 was fun. I just
don't like the paywall. That's it. That was my everything else about the game was great. But that
killed
paywall,
video
dude,
gaming
is
with
like,
your
dude,
paywall.
Paywall's gotta go.
Yeah.
But on that note, thank you again for watching. Thank you to Undercity for hosting us again. Thank you to the nerds for being the nerds, and thank you to you for actually making it through this messy freaking episode. And remember, peace and hair grease.
banana in your butt.
Oh my.